heart of Yaoundé, a voice cut through the noise. His name was Martinez Zogo. To millions, he was a truth teller. To some, he was dangerous. On his radio show, Embouteillage, Martinez did what few dared. He named names. Business tycoons, ministers, intelligence officers. No one was off limits. He wasn't reckless. He was deliberate, and it earned him both fans and enemies. He exposed corruption. He called out the untouchables. And then he vanished. This is not just the story of a murder. It's the story of a message, a warning. This is the story of Martinez Zogo. January 17th, 2023. Martinez Zogo drives toward the gendarmerie in Nkondi. He believes he's being followed. He has good reason to believe so, because he is. Minutes later, masked men ram his vehicle into the station gates. In full view of officers, he is taken. No shots, no resistance, just silence. For 5 days, his disappearance dominated the headlines. But on January 22nd, the mystery ends. In a field near Ebogo, Martinez's body is found, naked, mutilated, tortured beyond recognition. His teeth broken, his fingers cut, his genitals crushed. This wasn't just a killing. This was rage, vengeance, and a message. The nation reels. Social media explodes. For the first time in decades, Cameroon stands still. Weeks before his death, Martinez revealed a financial trail. Tens of billions of CFA francs allegedly funneled from the state into fake contracts. At the center of it all, media mogul Jean-Pierre Amougou Belinga. Wealthy, powerful, connected. Zogo called him out on air, by name. "I have the documents," he said. "You can sue me if I'm lying." But Belinga didn't sue. According to court filings, Belinga contacted Cameroon's counterintelligence unit, the DGRE. What followed was surveillance, interrogation, torture, death. The DGRE was built to fight terror and espionage, but now it was allegedly used to destroy a journalist. Leaked testimonies revealed shocking details. Martinez was taken to a private location, tied, beaten, interrogated for 72 hours. He begged for his life. They filmed it. Eventually, even some inside DGRE said, "Enough." The order came to kill him. The DGRE, Cameroon's General Directorate for External Research, was never supposed to target journalists. Built as the nation's counterintelligence and anti-terrorism agency, its mission was clear: protect the state from external threats. But in January 2023, that mission twisted into something darker, more personal, more political. According to leaked testimonies, top officials within the DGRE, men sworn to protect national security, were allegedly ordered to do something else: silence Martinez Zogo permanently. Sources close to the investigation say Martinez wasn't killed on the night of his abduction. He was taken to a private building, believed to be a compound used by intelligence agents on the outskirts of Yaoundé. For 72 hours, he was tied down, stripped, and beaten relentlessly. His captors weren't random criminals. They were allegedly trained interrogators, operatives of the DGRE, acting under instructions. They asked him the same questions over and over. Who's helping you? Where are the documents? How much do you know? One of the most disturbing revelations from inside the investigation: the torture was filmed, not just to document it, but as proof. Proof of loyalty, proof of delivery. Martinez's screams were not recorded by accident. They were preserved as a trophy. According to leaked statements made by a former operations commander, the goal was to extract names, sources behind Martinez's radio exposés, particularly his accusations against media baron Jean-Pierre Amougou Belinga. But Martinez never broke. By the third day, some within the DGRE began to push back. A senior officer reportedly said, "This has gone too far. He's going to die." But the answer came down from above. "It's already too late. Finish it." And with that, the journalist was taken away, naked, bleeding, barely alive. His body was dumped in a field near Ebogo, a place where secrets go to die. In the end, the agency meant to fight terrorists became the terror itself. A man who used his voice, silenced by those trained to protect silence. Martinez Zogo didn't fall in battle. He was executed by the very state he tried to hold accountable. It was a moment no one expected. A government that had often looked the other way suddenly looked inward. In a rare move, the Cameroonian state took action, and it wasn't just a few scapegoats. It was a takedown that shook the foundations of power. Within weeks of Martinez Zogo's murder, over 20 suspects were placed under arrest. Not petty criminals, not fall guys, but career intelligence officers, counterintelligence chiefs, presidential security operatives, the very men who were meant to protect the nation, were now accused of torturing one of its most fearless voices to death. Then came the arrest that no one dared imagine. Jean-Pierre Amougou Belinga, billionaire, media magnate, power broker, a man who had walked the halls of the presidency. Now, walking into court in handcuffs. His charge, complicity in torture leading to death. His alleged motive, protecting his empire from exposure. The untouchable was touched. When the courtroom doors finally opened, the nation held its breath. Cameras were barred, phones confiscated. The silence was deafening. In the front row, shrouded in grief, sat Martinez Zogo's widow. Her scarf veiled her tears, her gaze fixed on the floor. A portrait of sorrow and silent defiance. Behind her, journalists, activists, and diplomats filled the benches, watching, hoping, fearing. But that hope began to erode. The court proceedings slowed. Hearings were delayed. Defense motions piled up. And then came the denials. Zogo's family requested an exhumation to verify injuries and evidence. Denied. Journalists requested access to investigation files. Classified. Human rights observers asked to monitor the case. Ignored. The arrests were loud. The headlines were bold. But now the process was quiet. Too quiet. Some began to wonder, was this justice or theater? A performance to calm the crowds, while the real architects of power remained untouched behind the curtain. Justice, they say, must not only be done, it must be seen to be done. But in Cameroon, where light is dangerous and silence is safer, the line between justice and illusion is razor thin. The General Directorate for External Research, Cameroon's elite intelligence service, was designed to protect the state, built in the shadow of foreign threats, terror networks, and espionage plots. It was meant to be the country's first line of defense. But in the shadows, that mission warped. This time, the enemy wasn't a foreign spy, not a terrorist, not an insurgent. It was a journalist, a man with a microphone, a man whose only weapon was the truth. In the end, the agency that was meant to fight terror became the terror itself. Trained operatives, government men, they didn't just betray their oath. They became the executioners. They silenced a voice that millions tuned in to hear, a voice that dared to name names, a voice that refused to look away. Martinez Zogo didn't fall in battle. He didn't die in an ambush or an accident. He was hunted. He was tortured. He was eliminated, not by criminals, but by those paid with public funds to protect the people, by the very state he tried to hold accountable. Today, the microphones still buzz, but the words are softer. The questions are fewer. Fear now hangs in the studios of Cameroon, because when a journalist is murdered for telling the truth, the silence that follows isn't just grief, it's strategy. At Cases of the Continent, we believe stories like Martinez Zogo's deserve to be told, not hidden. If this case moved you, if you believe in justice, truth, and the power of storytelling, please take a moment to like, follow, share, and subscribe. That is the best way to support this channel and to help us continue uncovering the cases that others would rather forget. This is Cases of the Continent, where truth echoes louder than silence.